You realize deep way under the surface, and like a fire needs coal in the furnace. This is your goal that makes it all worth it. This is your why that gives you your purpose. Let's go. Thoughts can keep you down, pushing deep until you drown, or they can keep you up strong, focused on the now. Glass half full, or has it been emptied out? Well, that's all up to you and your mind. Do you doubt anything, everything, not a thing? Make my thoughts work for me, manifest what I need, what I want, what I see. I could be anything, I attract all the things that I see. I believe I'll achieve as I breathe in and out again and again. I don't doubt, I sit and I plan, and I found out that I can execute if I'm driven, if I listen, if I learn all the wisdom, read some books, something written.
All right, welcome to the Party Pals, GRC Mafia. Right out of the gate, we are here to break down barriers, foster collaboration and community, working towards a more secure future for everybody. This is our Friday AMA, so it's definitely an open stage. I'm going to go ahead and drop the link for that now if anybody would like to come up. But you guys are more than welcome to hang out and chat as well. If you guys do decide to come up, you do not have to turn on your video. You could just run mic only if you choose to. Definitely ask questions throughout chat. If I don't know, somebody else in chat probably does, or at least we'll know who to send you to try to help you out a little bit more. Now, we also have the Coffee Mafia. Let me go ahead and throw this in chat here. So Coffee with the Mafia is a program that we started about a month ago now. We have 8 volunteers in total, and it allows for free one-on-one coaching, really. So if you need help with any resume review, mock interviewing, road mapping, projects, or otherwise, that's definitely an awesome spot to go over to. And it's literally free. So we don't want anything in exchange whatsoever in either direction. We're just here to assist and help. And that allows you to easily go through, schedule a meeting with somebody. It'll randomly pick somebody out. And then you could always work with them in the future if you want to, collaborate with them directly in the future as well. Welcome to the Party Pal. I see Space Tacos. We got B-Dub, Cyber Research, who presented last night. We got Cam popping in. I think I already said Rania. But, bam. Yeah, exactly. For $0. So the only thing you're going to possibly lose is your time. Let's see. And then also we do actually have a feedback survey. I believe we've received 3 of those back out of like the 12 that we've done already. The majority has actually been no-show with like 4 of those following. But especially the feedback that we have gotten is completely anonymous. And all 3 of them have been positive so far. Let's see. And then also, one of the best places to catch us outside of the live streams themselves is inside of our Discord server. So you could hop in there, share your social profiles if you want to connect like on LinkedIn or otherwise. But you can also hop in there and use our live chat channel. So if you have resources to drop or anything like that, that's the best place to do it because YouTube won't let you drop it here. And then also just connect with the rest of the community throughout there as well. Don't share anything that you don't want to be public, especially if you do come up on stage. If you happen to slip up on something, just reach out to me on Discord, LinkedIn, or contact@studygrc.org. And then also, we got Space Tacos in chat. We do have these commands. So Space Tacos has the GRC Audit Treasure Trove. It's an entire archive directory, Wikipedia of sorts, for various topics across GRC. It's not like a typical Discord server, but there's different channels that are read-only that has just tons of information that she's come across over the years. Definitely worth hopping in there. And it's also a great spot, like when you're looking for something. Typically where I'm going is PBO's channel, which I don't see PBO in chat yet, but PBO goes live every Tuesday night, and he has like over 830 videos now. But then also Space Taco's GRC Audit Treasure Trove. Yeah, exactly. All about the barrier building life. Oh gosh. But yeah, definitely check out that Discord server there. Yeah, why not make it a little bit more difficult, right? I think Space Tacos likes a good challenge. Oh, look at that. PBO is sliding in. And then also, right before I transition over here, we are not seeking any paid sponsorships whatsoever. Instead, what we're trying to opt for is just run off of the YouTube revenue itself from our paid membership option, which you don't obtain anything additional for that. And then also the ad revenue itself as well. But instead, what we're doing is we're just trying to highlight other creators that are out there in the space. If you guys know somebody who aligns with our mission and objectives here, breaking down barriers, foster collaboration and community, working towards a more secure future, definitely let us know. We're looking for more people to also just shout out, really. Right now we got Cam, Cyber, and then also B-Dubs. I think I'm waiting on maybe Bruise and Hacks will be in chat today, and then also Rothnir we need to get some ad rolls for. Hey, I thought it was funny. I think you like a good challenge. But yeah, so we'll be right back.
Are you looking to break into GRC or cybersecurity, or simply level up your career? Hi, I'm Brittany White, better known as B-Dubs. Discover insights and actionable advice at brittwhite.io, where I drop a GRC-related article every Monday morning with a video read-along from my YouTube channel. Visit brittwhite.io today to explore articles to empower your hacker mindset in GRC, and sign up for my free newsletter to receive them straight to your inbox. Are you worried about cyber threats but don't have an enterprise budget? I also work with small and medium-sized businesses, bringing them practical, affordable cybersecurity solutions so they can focus on and exceed in their mission. Visit meet.brittwhite.io today to learn more and schedule a free consultation.
And then I'll go through and show Cam's later. Cam always gets the highlights here. But yeah, how's everybody's week going? Something I did just notice is that for some reason, Bruise and Hacks is live over here. Or, well, not live. Bruise and Hacks isn't live. It's a premiere, so it's a recorded video, but it is a premiere itself. Let's see. I'm going to drop in chat right there. But Bruise and Hacks' channel, he focuses way more on the technology side of things, but definitely worth a look there. So I'll go ahead and drop his channel in here as well. I think he does 2 videos a month. And then also he presented last week, or yeah, the first week this month. As soon as I can find my tabs here. And then, oh, why am I not on screen? That's weird. There we go. I'm just hidden now. That's fine. That's fine. All right, let's hide that. Bam. And then I could actually even just pull this down for now. And yeah, I saw that in Discord as well. Cyber Research is going to grab the shout out to me PBO shirt. I think it's awesome. Another one that I really want to do is, you guys might have noticed in the Discord server, we now have a new, we have stickers. And so under the stickers, we have that is incorrect. And then I thought there was another one here too for PBO. That B-Dubs had added. Oh yeah, the shout out to me and that is incorrect. The that is incorrect sticker that I just dropped in the live chat in Discord. I really want to put that on a t-shirt. I think that would be, I mean, that's like a PBO exclusive right there. Stupid autocorrect. I always want B-Dubs to say hi, I'm Brittany, and I don't. And I do all the math. Yeah. But yeah, I think the PBO t-shirts are pretty awesome. I hate math so much. Math is not fun. Yeah. I mean, I think everybody struggle streams. It's just people handle it differently. Most of the creators that I've seen live streaming, like even when they mess up on something or otherwise, they just keep going, and they don't even address it, which just makes it more fluid. You know, like I didn't have to say, "Oh, I'm not on stage." I could have just fixed it and not said anything, acted like I did that on purpose. Matt, oh my gosh, are you kidding me, Cyber Research? I can't be the only person who doesn't like math. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I was thinking you were meaning is, I do all the math. Better B-dubs than me. I don't know. I'm okay with math until it doesn't involve numbers. That's when I have a problem. So when we start looking at like lines and squiggly, symbols and things like that, yeah, no, it's a different level. But yeah, how's everybody's week going? If you guys would like to come up on stage, you're more than welcome to, or you can hang out and chat. But what are you guys working on? What are your guys' weekly wins, or do you guys have plans for the weekend or anything else? This is really just our, Friday, social event, really. Let's see. I don't think I really have much to pull up here. I mean, absolute worst case scenario, I always love NIST. Matter of fact, I think NIST did actually publish something else I was going to look at. Our NIST feeds channel, like I noticed, is pulling all of the NIST updates. So like the last couple things, there's like a thing about glucose close in frozen human serum. 29 million people diagnosed and 9 million undiagnosed with pre-diabetics. So some type of serum for diabetics of some sort. It's a blog post from NIST. Doesn't coincide with cybersecurity whatsoever, but NIST does a lot of stuff. That's one of the things I love about NIST is the scientific side of it. And that's their roots too. Yes, exactly. I don't all the math. That's exactly true. Word for word, I don't all the math. I don't get it. I just don't understand the math with the letters and the symbols and the, non-numbers. That's not math. Matter of fact, I would really like to know, like, who, like, we could even get, like, I can't even think of the word right now, but, like, we could go into detail with it, too. Like, it's all man-made. I mean, look at time itself. Time is man-made. But, it's just like with time and with math. It's how we observe our existence. Cam says, there are more people that don't like math as well. You just can't count them. Oh, ouch. Cam is out here throwing thunder punches now, I see. Burn. And also, Cyber Research, what do you mean by you love chemistry? What form of chemistry? We're not talking like Walter White here or nothing, right? Space Taco says weekly when I got a sweet new tool to help with that project I'm working on. It'll be ready to share soonish. Sounds like a plan. Bam. I mean, like I got my Google Workspace set up again. So, I mean, that was one thing. I think I got that done Monday. And then also, that's actually a really surprising factor. So I attended the social engineering with I'm gonna probably mispronounce it, but Cameron Cardnier with Anti-Siphon Black Hills. So I attended their social engineering workshop yesterday, and then I was notified this morning that I actually somehow got first place in one of their challenges there. So one of the challenges was to actually OSINT the instructor, and then whoever had the most information, you had a 20-minute window, and then you send that to them. And then this morning they reviewed it, and apparently I got first place on the social engineering thing with them. So, which is pretty neat. I honestly was pretty surprised. But I would definitely consider that a weekly win. Ben Tech says, what GRC audit tools do you use in your current role? Archer. I've heard some orgs use spreadsheets and others use things like ServiceNow or Archer. I mean, GRC is now launching their our entire program with CISO Assistant. I think that's going to become more common for small and medium businesses. On our resources page, we have a list of all of the different types of platforms that are common. But Archer's like mostly state is from what I've seen, state and federal. But then things like audit board's pretty popular. I think a lot of more like IT help desk organizations, like an MSP, for an example, is more likely to use the ServiceNow GRC portion of it as well. I think that's one of the issues that's actually out there, is that there's so many different options. I've had multiple people like hop into Discord and so forth being like, hey, we're working on a new GRC tool. And I'm like, why work on another tool? Like, I don't feel like there's a need for more tooling, to be honest. Like, there's a lot of stuff already out there. Let me pull this up actually. Somewhere over the rainbow. There we go. And then I'll zoom in here too. But yeah, it definitely depends on the org, of course. And then also, like, another thing I've noticed is a lot of organizations don't want to talk about it either. Because, if you're identifying your tool usage and so forth, that's kind of sort of frowned upon. I think that's also one of the big issues in information security, is that it is a barrier because it is information security. Integrity, honesty, trust, all of that stuff really matters, but then also, like, you're working with sensitive information, so that makes it even more difficult. That's why you don't really see that many, audits that are publicly available and things like that. There are some that are out there. But yeah, under this platform section, like, these are all of the different ones that I've come across for the most part. Well, they're not just for audit, but these are a lot of the different platforms that I've come across here. And they have like the ServiceNow GRC here. Simple Risk is another one that's they do have a free open source option. But also, like, it's a significant amount to upgrade from that. Like, it really is simple. So Tenable, UpGuard. It looks like UpGuard's system is pretty neat. But that is a little bit different. So that's like for the third-party risk management kind of stuff. And also, like, staying up to date with everything that's that's happening. I've also talked to somebody who used Zen GRC before. Logic Gate. Also, I don't know if it's even on this list. Oh yeah, Risk 360's GRC platform as well. This one actually looks really neat as well. I am definitely a fan of Risk 360. They have some awesome resources through their website here, but then they also have their own platform as well, which I have not, of course, used it, but it sure looks pretty. And they also have a really awesome YouTube channel as well. Not only do they have a bunch of resources through their website, but they also have tons of videos that are really useful. They have like entire series and playlists on YouTube as well. I'm going to drop that in chat too. Um, is Brexy trying to grab the GRC Mafia badge? Oh gosh. Space Talk is that for anyone? Because we use Archer, Excel, and Teammate. Yeah. Well, and then also I think PBO would probably back on the fact that a lot of organizations are still using spreadsheets, which is I find disappointing at this date and time. But it's not that it's better to do something than nothing at all. Like, even if running in a spreadsheet initially is within budget and it gets the job done, I mean, there's nothing inherently wrong with it. Cam's weekly win. All of my family remained alive on a mini vacation. Back to the normally planned schedules next week with school, work, etc. And can't wait. Sounds like you had fun on your mini vacation. You're like, I can't wait to get back to school and work. Cyber Sater says the key thing I'm trying to solve with GRC tooling is in my job is linking to evidence without having to drag and drop a bunch of files or track tons of people down to get the proof. Yeah. Well, and I think it also depends on what platform you're using too, because like in CISO Assistant, for an example, one of the things I like is that you can upload the evidence directly there, but you can also, like if you're working with a vendor, you can actually add them on as an account. And you could add other users as well and assign tasks. So it helps with some of the tracking there. I don't think it would really work very well for like a larger business, but a small to medium business, I could see, having the different managers in there to be able to assign, evidence requirements and so forth. And the pricey platforms will automate that as well. Ben Tech says, out of all the options that you're aware of, which one can you get the most out of as far as learning it without spending any money? That is one of the biggest freaking problems. I'm not even going to lie. So like I was showing you a second ago, this list of different platforms there. I think all of those I've looked into before. Archer has like very, very little information out there. I think Audit Board does have an academy platform. I'm actually going to pull up their page here too. Yeah, so like Audit Board, I mean, I'm not going to like pick and choose here, but I feel like Audit Board's not uncommon. And they do have like on-demand webinars and resources that are available. I think they have an academy solution as well. I'm trying to find it. But in large, like I haven't really come across any of these platforms that really are openly, like, hey, this is how everything works. This is, here, sign up for a demo account and, no strings attached kind of thing. I think most of them do give you some option for a demo account. But even the pricing is very vague. One thing that I will mention is like people have talked about having to sign NDAs and so forth. That would be an immediate no for me personally. Just to, do a demo. Which Archer probably does. Oh, PBO's coming up. Does Archer require NDA for a demo?
Probably. Most big companies are.
Would not surprise me.
I signed so many NDAs, man. That's like water. I mean, NDA is not a big deal. I mean, a lot of times too. I mean, if you sign an NDA, I'm trying to figure out what the NDA is for.
Well, so what I've heard and talked to people about is that just to get a demo for a product and to get pricing, you are required to sign an NDA.
The pricing, the NDA is for the pricing because they give people big discounts and they don't want people to know. That's really what the NDA is about. I usually sign NDAs a lot of times because we got PII and stuff in the data and stuff. So, but usually it's from a pricing perspective.
Yeah, I mean, if somebody was looking for a tool, like I would certainly say to at least try out CISO Assistant. Not only can you start on the free edition, but even if you look at the paid plan, that's $45 per user that has edit permissions. So they actually have unlimited users on their pro version except you pay for the people who can edit. So
And the other thing is, whatever tool you get, there's very few tools. You still gonna have to get information and put it in the tool for your artifacts and your facts and your findings. The only tool I know kind of did that is yours in AWS because they're familiar with their infrastructure. So if you're saying you're doing MFA, they know where that is in the IAM tables in their product, so they can go get that for you. But 9 times out of 10, you're gonna have to go get artifacts.
yeah, and I think like I've seen with Audit Board, and I'm sure Archer does it now too, and some of these other platforms, is they are trying to help automate that a little bit. So you could enter like a contact list, and then they'll send out the emails and try to schedule with people and so forth. So they try to help with the automation now.
Well, I think
still,
yeah, a lot of times though they giving a lot of connectors into other products. So if you got a certain ticketing system, because Dave talks about if you're gonna fire somebody, bring somebody on board, they want to see the ticket that started, then they want to see how they got privileges and that whole process. So I think they're hooking up to other products once again, like ticketing systems. So
that's probably where like ServiceNow would come in really handy.
Oh,
if you already use it.
Yeah, 100%. But ServiceNow has a big GRC module. A lot of people are using.
Yeah, and they have some information that's out there too that's publicly available. But again, like there's not really that much. So.
I found when you said Archer, I thought I found like a web page with all the modules out there. They had screenshots of their modules.
Yeah, so they have some of their help docs that are public, but then they only have like 2 like webinars that are available, and then anything more than that, then you have to like sign up for like a demo account.
Oh yeah, no, that's true. That's true because they want to kind of force you into their funnel. They don't want to make it easy. But I Drata and some of the other pages now, they have big YouTube channels, so you go out there. They got a ton of YouTube. I haven't looked up Archers.
I haven't looked at Draka's YouTube channel at all.
Yeah, Drata has one. I'm sure Archer has one. So I think people are actually starting because they get paid from YouTube. So I think they put more, which is weird.
Oh my gosh. Space Talk is reminded about the double dip issue on Seinfeld.
Oh, that's funny. Facts. I think
yeah, and like Cyber Research says NDAs are a scare tactic. So like there was some discussions that were on LinkedIn that influences my thought on this. Because especially in the CMMC space, what's happening is a lot of these C3PAOs are going around requiring people to sign an NDA to get pricing and details. And then they're not allowed to talk about pricing or what's included in that. So
why is that scary? I guess I sat so much. Why is that scary? I sat so many, I forget because half the times I'm not even in on the pricing conversations.
So like what's happened with that is an organization doesn't know they just know that they have to have CMMC or whatever. And so they don't even know what the pricing is or otherwise. So they reach out to 3 different vendors. 2 of them require an NDA or whatever else, and they're not allowed to talk pricing whatsoever outside of, whoever signs that NDA. And so, one organization is going to be $60,000. Another organization is going to be $12,000. Like that's just the open market. And so
okay. You still haven't told me your concerns with that. Okay.
Well, it comes down to every single organization, but it makes it more difficult to get an idea for the market when you can't talk about it. So you reach out to a friend and say, hey, have you used this platform before? And you're not allowed to tell your friend that, you have, or that, this is the pricing you got.
I guess because I'm in 500 Fortune 500 companies. They have a whole procurement process that handles that. They go out to Gartner. They know the best. I don't know. Gartner's giving them some. Giving them some, decisions and stuff. So for me, that's part. And even I'm well enough. If you wait for the end of the quarter, they give you discounts because they're trying to make their numbers. So I don't know. So for me, that's just. I guess I'm just so nonchalant about that.
Applies to the small and medium business because enterprise has the people available to handle that.
Yeah, but I think 2 is a lot of time. Yeah, that's true. But I think
Well, and so Dooming Mac mentions you can discuss it, but not your contract details. The information I was told, and that was also shown on LinkedIn, is you are not allowed to discuss the product, your contract details, pricing availability, or what pricing or quotes they give you. You couldn't even tell people that you went through a demo. And that was from multiple CMMC C3PAOs, which is very concerning to see.
I don't know. That's just, for me, especially being in the government, that's government contracting. They have a whole division that handles that. From that perspective.
All I'm saying is the fact that, like, I would consider that more of a red flag than anything else. I mean, okay. I'm not saying don't do business with them.
No, I'm with you. I'm not disagreeing with it. I guess for me, that's just because I used to work for big companies. They just had a whole procurement team, and they just kind of handle that.
They're just like, sign it and go.
Yeah, then they come to me like, we ready for the security review. Can we use the product? Okay, let's do it. Look, here's the security questions. Like you said, can I see the privacy module? Can I see the risk assessment modules? This is what I want to see in it. And kind of like them, this is my requirements for us to buy a product. These are our requirements, our must have, our nice have. So
that's actually surprising that that's not a subreddit, CyberSater, vendor price leaks. I think it was what was his name? Derek Phillips, who has that CPN network.
Yep.
So I believe it was him who actually had posted on LinkedIn originally talking about this, because he had posted like an ingredients list kind of thing for pricing and so forth. And I think that's where some of that stemmed from, because then other people were like, oh yeah, we were told we're not allowed to, discuss pricing openly and so forth.
Yeah. Like I said, I've been in the room, but those are just discussions I didn't have. Once again, when I worked for the larger firm, we had a whole procurement team, and I feel
like it is pretty common. Like when you sign a contract with a vendor, you're typically not allowed to just like openly discuss it anyways.
But most times, most small vendors now, they just send you their website. You got to click through. Unless you're spending a certain amount of dollars, you just buy it online.
Yeah, and also if there's anything else, any other ones, like I think even PBO dropped some a second ago that I don't have on that list. Like I don't think I have policy tech on our resources page. I have to add that one.
Yeah, I used to use it, and somebody else in the chat, not this chat, but another chat said they were using it. We were going back and forth. I can't remember who it was, but we were. It's super detailed on policies. They got writers who can approve them. But long story short, I think you use spreadsheets, and now we talked about O365 has so many tools inside that. I think you can cobble something together to actually do decent GRC work. I did 2 videos on that, and I probably got 20 people IMing me. I was like, dude, I did it as a proof of concept. I don't have anything really fleshed out. So I was really surprised when I got hit up a lot on that.
Yeah. Go figure. Leave it to PBO. How's you know what you're gonna stream next week?
I do not. I just kind of do it the day before.
Going live every Tuesday night. Gasman betrayal. PBO's in another chat. Yeah, no kidding. PBO doesn't even respond in our Discord server anymore.
I do. I responded. I put the Upwork job thing in there for everybody.
Yeah, I saw that.
Did
you see the chats about you earlier today?
I did not. I haven't made it today yet. I'm slow.
Yeah, Cyber Research presented last night, and then
I was in the clouds. I don't have any friends. I'm a monk. Go ahead. I'm on monk mode. Go ahead.
Yeah, he said that he's got to go off and get the shout out to me PBO inspired t-shirt.
I need to get that too. Yeah, I was in the clouds. That was a great great video. Touch grass, be friendly. Don't punch people in the throat like PBO.
Oh gosh. Go for a walk.
Yep, that's why I'm tired. I went for a walk this morning. I was counting the clouds and I saw Space Tacos. Was like, where's PBO at? I was like, let me get up in there. What was I gonna say? The other thing that was in there that was interesting, I need to chime in on was MFA. If the domain controller's caching your credentials, is that MFA? That was I thought that was an interesting conversation. That might have been a week ago.
Where was that?
It was in the chat. They were talking about MFA, and it was caching it. So somebody said, if it's caching it, is that still MFA? I was perplexed by that.
Like using a cookie to stay signed in?
Yeah, the domain. Yeah, when you do Active Directory, it caches your credentials for like 3 or 4 days. That's why one of the known attacks was pass the hash. People were going into the hash and stealing those hash, and then they were logging into other domains. It was called pass the hash. So that was, just go back in there and peek. Yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't see. I mean, it would still technically be MFA.
It is.
I think
it is. I'm gonna go look.
And then,
and
that's through Azure. Is that what it was? Yeah, because I don't know. I don't recall that conversation.
I remember that. Maybe I could be commingling. I don't think so.
PBO's just making stuff up now. That was probably in your other chat that you're a part of. You know.
I'm on.
That you're more active in.
Very rarely. I think it was GRC discussions.
Yeah. Are you talking about like the VPN as the secondary, as a
I think that started. Yep, that was it.
Okay, yeah. So Life is Parity was talking about how they were asking if it's still considered MFA if the being connected to a VPN is considered a form of authentication.
Yeah, that was it. But to me, I mean, even without the VPN, right? Because you had the MFA to get in before you VPN in.
Yeah, I know. I'm feeling like leftovers over here, Space Tacos.
You see it though? Yeah, that was it. So I thought that was super interesting. Because I meant to look and see if the stick put the cache at 0 so it would never cache. But I don't.
Yeah, B-dubs ran the AMA last week, so that it might have been during the AMA last week.
I don't think it was in the AMA. I just thought it was in the discussion.
Yeah, I think this is what you were talking about, though. They said, I'm not quite understanding the VPN thing. How is authenticating the user through AD and MFA? And so my understanding of what they were saying is that their organization was allowing people to just put in their username and password. And then as long as they were connected to the VPN, then they were marking that off as MFA. Because it was username, password, and being connected to the VPN.
Well, I must have read into it. I thought it was username, password. Then they had some kind of authenticator on there.
I don't think so.
So I
don't think they even mentioned an authenticator.
Well, then how's it? I guess my mind, that's the only reason it would be MFA. Because if they do the password, it's not MFA because that's 2FA, right? Because that's 2 passwords in there. So multi-factor means it's something I know and something I have. So that's why I guess that. So technically that's a 2FA because that's 2 of the same category. So for me that was super, but I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna chime in. They got it. But I was in there looking. I was like, So I guess I misread it because if it's MFA, I'm assuming username, password, and some authenticator or some to your phone. Then I thought they were saying it was caching it, so the second time it wasn't asking you for the password. So would that be MFA when you do it the second time? So then I thought the VPN was. To me, the VPN was the mitigating control of of the caching.
Yeah. Well, and what it also sounds like too is like I think it was Brexy who mentioned it in chat about the fact that it may be for legacy systems as well.
Yeah.
So, requiring the VPN when you can't do like a security key or TOTP, at least that's something. Beyond just username and password that could easily be brute forced compared to, at least requiring something in addition. I would consider being connected to a VPN more equivalent to like checking the device. Like, That's really what it comes down to.
That's what I was thinking too. Is it gives you really a subnet inside there? Then we can pivot into zero trust and start talking about, okay, I'm in a VPN. I get a different subnet. So now since I'm in there, I can, do a lot of the internal software that the organization use because technically you're inside their network. So
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Cyber Satyr says, I had a discussion with somebody recently who, would you consider needing an AD password and physical access badge into a building to be MFA?
No.
I mean,
Go ahead. I'll let you chime in first.
I mean, technically, the way I look at that is that's something you know and something you have. But
yeah, but to me, it's really not tied into the authentication of your machine. All right. So when I do that, I'm actually logging into the machine. When I go into the building, that has nothing to do with me authenticating or doing authorization into my system. So I guess that's why I kind of separate them.
Yeah, and like Cyber Satyr then corrects with strong MFA even. Well, and so the reason that I would say that would technically be true is because you're entering something you know and then something you have. I wouldn't consider it strong per se though. But like if you, in order to access building, you have to type in a PIN or a password, and then you also have to slide a badge, or which would be equivalent to like a security key form. Then
my only issue is because I work remotely, a lot of people don't need to go into the building. But I see what you said. But I guess for me, if I'm working remote or even if I go to a different building, that badge thing might not be in there. So I guess that's kind of why in my mind, like you said, I give it like you said, weekly. But for me, that isn't tied to my machine. Meaning when I put my password and I try to authenticate, it forces me something to have.
Do you think that it's strong or beneficial to have that second step required outside of the building, but not if you're in the building? I think it should be required at every step, but that's also friction. So badges scare me, to be honest. Like badges really scare me. Because like if you go to Wild West Hacking Fest, they have entire, workshops and so forth and badge hacking. Like it's
oh yeah.
Yeah. And then also like just knowing people, like they're going home with their badges and losing them and so forth. Like badges kind of scare me. Most of the places that I've seen, they rely on just badging in. So you could just walk up to the door, scan your badge, and it unlocks. So I think anything extra upon that is probably beneficial.
Yeah, but I mean, but that's just one thing because a lot of times is people should know who's in their building, especially if we regular work hours. Somebody comes up to your cube and sits in my cube, you don't know them, right? You need to kind of approach them and be like, So for me, that's just one step in a ton of many, right? We talking about security in depth. That's just the tip of the onion, right? That's just a little pill we're gonna flick off before we get started.
Well, and then also like you've talked about like man traps before, and then also you have like physical security, the design security aspect. Nowadays, I was actually really amazed. I was looking at security camera systems the other day. It is way cheaper than I thought than it used to be back in the day. So you could literally buy an entire system of cameras with the computer and everything else. It was about $15,000, and I think it was about like 10 or 15 cameras. The unique thing with this is that it had facial recognition.
That's why I was going to bring up. Facial recognition is built in, so if you're not, it knows if you're not supposed to be in the building. So.
Oh yeah, and so that's what this system is designed for. It was like 10 or 15,000, but literally it was designed to where you can set this up inside of your building and outside of your facility, especially during at the entry points, and you could load in people's facial recognition information. It'll notify you and say, hey, this person's not supposed to be here, or this person has been trespassed before, and actually build profiles on all of these individuals.
That's built into house systems now, man. That's built into house systems.
Yeah, but like this system was like way beyond, like it was literally trying to like OSINT people online with their social media accounts and all kinds of stuff. And the price range, I was very surprised that it was that cheap.
Nah, Moore's Law, man.
But
18 months it keeps getting cheaper, man.
Yeah, and so yeah, Ben Tech mentions fingerprint and retinal scanning as the first layer.
Yeah, DOD, you got to give your fingerprints before you get a CAT card. So yeah.
Welcome to the party, pal, AB. Ever seen the Monsters versus Aliens MFA scene, like 5 steps of biometric?
Oh, I did. I think now I do remember that.
I don't recall. I don't know.
But James Bonds always have those in theirs. So I always enjoy them. They had the one where the guy was walking funny. One of them took your walking gait. So when you were walking up to it, it would see if your walk was different.
Yeah, there was like some movie. I'm horrible at movie names and so forth, but like they literally took like a blood sample, a retinal scan, like fingerprints, like everything.
Like you said, it keeps getting cheaper and cheaper too.
Well, that's what surprised me the most about that security system is that like back in the day, like that stuff was possible, but very expensive. Like, or not as complicated either. Like it would just, you know, be able to identify cars and people. Whereas now you're attaching names to the videos. You're, you know, literally getting people's accounts and so forth from the internet. Like, it's kind of crazy. Rania mentions my work always wants you to link your LinkedIn profile.
Oh yeah, I hate that.
That's weird.
I don't do that either.
Yeah, I'm not sure why. Why would they do that? Or do you mean like... I'm not sure what you mean by that.
A lot of companies I used to work for inside Office 365, they try to link to your LinkedIn. And 2, I think HR wanted because they really want to monitor what you're doing out there too. So I think that's part of it. And a lot of times too, they want you to help promote their products. And I just tell them as a security person, that'd be doxing myself. So that's why I just tell them I don't do that from a security perspective.
Tacos.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Mission Impossible. Was it Mission Impossible? No, you're right. It was Mission Impossible. Bond. I might have been confusing that, but yep. So yeah, they have. I didn't
realize companies would be trying to force that. Trying to push for that. I mean, it makes sense, especially from an HR perspective.
Well, I think I think marketing kind of trying to get everybody to buy into that. I'm like, no, PBO don't do that. I start talking in the third person like I'm an athlete. No, PBO don't do that.
Yeah. Shout out to PBO.
So
checks out. Let's see. And then also there was somebody else too who ended up passing a exam recently, but also like Brexy did end up finalizing that CISA. So
okay, congrats to him. That's on my list.
How's the AWS working out?
It's coming good. I got just one more left, so I think I got three. Yeah, I got 3. So I got one more.
They're using deceptive tactics to try to get you to link it.
I would say that. It's almost like peer pressure, man. I was like, yeah PBO don't do that. I start talking in the third person.
Hey, Space Tacos likes it.
That's a no. That's a no.
I think PBO would do a really good, like product review kind of thing or whatever else. Like just start getting like products off of Amazon and just be like PBO recommended.
So
PBO not recommended. Durability test failed.
So yeah, so it's interesting. Like I said, I think, and I get a lot of people, and I very rarely do that. A lot of people on LinkedIn, they want you to endorse their page and their product. I'm like, dude, I don't know you or your group. I'm like, dude, I don't know who you are or your group.
Yeah, I've noticed especially lately, like there's been a lot more of like the marketing aspect to it. Like a large majority that I've seen lately has been like people just reaching out, and then like you accept their connection, and then you just get spammed with bot like
Well,
responses.
the thing I hate, which certain demographic, every time I LinkedIn, they want me to take training. I'm like, dude, I'm not taking the training. You got to pay when you pass. I'm like, dude, I ain't doing none of that, man. You
But it's free training.
blocked, man. Blocked. And I just hate that. I'm like, dude, that's annoying.
But it's for $0. You get their training for free.
Yeah, so, but it's like, dude. So I probably get at least 2 of those a week. And that's with me blocking half the people I think is going to try to sell. Like, you blocked.
Yeah, as soon as I get like a marketing email of any sorts, I end up blocking or removing them, so forth.
So that's a pain.
Let's see. Also, something that we've been doing recently too is now we have 4 weeks straight, or we have people with 4 weeks straight. So that's pretty neat. So with our weekly badges, every Thursday night, you can go through and get the GRC Mafia badge. And then we started handing out the weekly badges too. So kind of like what Black Hills does, where they go through and they give you like week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4 to start keeping track of that. That's something that we started doing 4 weeks ago now. And so now, you know, we have some people in those groups. So here in just a second, I'm going to pull it up here. Let's see. So the people who ended up getting 4 weeks straight, so they've attended the last 4 weeks straight and got the GRC Mafia badge is AB, B-dubs, which is probably cheating, Brexy, David Miller, Rosnier, and Jeffrey Johnson. Bam. And then we got a number of people at week 3, week 2, and then quite a few people with week 1. And so the way it works is even if you miss one of the Thursday meetings, then you don't reset or anything like that. You'll just be one further back. You gain 1 for each one that you attend. Yeah, exactly. 4 week squad. You're 1 out of 5 of the people who made it to week 4. So yeah. I don't know what kind of reward system we're going to set up there, but something. Yeah, and welcome to the party, pal, Rothnir. But yeah, and then we'll probably start bringing this to an end here in a moment. We usually keep this to about an hour.
Facts.
But also we always have the Discord server too outside of the streams themselves. Are there other privacy frameworks either of you would recommend besides the NIST privacy framework?
It depends. Who's asking me that? Oh, Cam. It depends on. Shout out to Cam. I got to work on my intro, man. Cam did such a great job, man. I did 2 and threw them away. But depending on the industry you're in, of course, privacy, the big dog, of course, is GDPR. I would consider that the big dog. The other one that I see a lot in the United States and people are jumping on is CCPA by Cali. New York DFS, because New York is the financial capital of the world. So I do, I see the New York DFS actually catching hold. And Colorado had their kind of own. But the big one I would go GDPR, CCPA, New York DFS. I probably should. What you put that in ChatGPT? What Grok say? What Grok say? Those are 3 I would pick out the top of my.
Is secured controls framework also has a data privacy thing as well.
Never heard of it. Boo.
You've heard of secure controls framework?
What's the initial? CIS?
Yeah, SCF.
Oh yeah, boo. I'm still booing it. Boo. Boo.
It ain't cheap.
Would you consider the big dog GDPR in the privacy?
For privacy, yes.
Okay.
100%. I mean, personally, I would be looking at GDPR and then with the NIST privacy. They are updating the NIST privacy though. So the NIST privacy framework, they're looking at putting out a 1.1.
Oh yeah.
Which I don't know why 1.1, but yeah.
That's just them. But yeah, they and this is pretty good. A lot of times they're a little behind, so they're catching up. So Kim put in there diving into Cali, CCPI, New York DFS. When I worked for a big company, they were really selling in on, because that's the financial capital of the world. So once again, GDP. If you do GDPR and CCPA, that's going to cover 90% of what the other ones do.
Well, then also like there's an entire thing here too. Let me see if I can pull this up. I don't know how well this is going to work. Yeah, this isn't the right one. So IAPP has a map. I'm going to try to find it again here. But they have a map for the different US states as well, for privacy laws and regulations. They do a really good job at it. Let's see. United States. Yeah, so on this website here, I'm going to drop in chat. This is going to be a really good directory for like country related. They have a whole section here for Data Protection Authority, which is the FTC. Then they also have a couple different trackers here as well.
Are you sharing it or are you just talking it?
No, I just dropped it in chat.
Oh,
I'm
my
looking
bad,
for the map that they have. They have a really good freaking map, but I don't know. I need to bookmark that page too. And then here we go. So this is going to be a really good tracker for you too. So I'll share this real quick and then we'll probably bring this to an end. But this document here is regularly updated from IAPP. This might not be the most up-to-date one. But what this has, and I just dropped this in chat a second ago as well, is then they go through and they list out all of the different like acts and regulations that are out there. Private right of action, treatment of the statement of law, and it gives you a little bit of a briefing of what it means as well, or what it has to deal with. So like Online Privacy Act of 23, Data Care Act of 23, all kinds of different stuff that coincides with privacy in particular. No Robot Bosses Act.
That's funny.
What is that, Oregon?
Of course. Yeah, they're smoking weed.
Texas, No Vaccine Passports Act. And so all of this stuff coincides with privacy aspects. And this is 19 pages. They probably have a more up-to-date one available though.
The cool
thing is 23 to 24. Yeah,
the cool thing is a lot of times CCPA, they're referencing those in there. That's how they come up with their privacy information. They usually reference those bills inside of it. Then come up requirements to fulfill those acts.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be the most difficult thing, especially in the United States, because all of these states are making their own regulations now. And so as an organization, like that's going to be way harder to keep track of.
No, I work for what they did is, which is kind of elitism. Usually you're in a certain type of business or you're doing business with a certain country or state and they tell you what you need to have. Right?
That sounds expensive.
That's why they're Fortune 500 company. That's by design. They keep the little guy.
That's why you pay PBO, right?
Oh, no, that's not even me, man. I don't even delve into privacy like that. Because big companies, that's usually, they usually have a whole separate compliance and privacy team that's really manned by lawyers.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get a couple lawyers on that I used to work with that did that type of work. They did the HIPAA and the FINREC. That was one of those in there, the financial regulation. FINREC. So
you got to get these interviews lined up, PBO. Come on.
I know. I'm always slow to the game.
Yeah. We'll go ahead and bring this to an end. Thank you, PBO, for hopping up. Thank you guys for hopping into chat as well. Definitely catch us all in Discord. connect with the rest of the community out there. You guys have a great rest of your day. Have a great weekend. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Space Tacos, Ben Tech, Rothnir, Rania, Cam, bunch of different people hopping in and so forth. You guys have a great rest of the day. Enjoy the weekend. Catch you guys in Discord. GRC.